Counter punch right up the middle. They both want a highlight reel knockout. I can't believe we're only halfway through the round.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Every time he throws a punch, a receipt is coming right back. You don't want to go tit for tat in there in this fight. And so far, the offense has been better than the defense. See someone use a jab here to establish a boxing presence, but no, they just want to fight. You know the scorecards are going to be all over the place in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. Pretty dominant round there. Let's see how they respond here in the next round.
You can't leave it up.
There's the bell to start round 3. That last round was huge for him, Johnny. How does he keep the momentum going?
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Good counter punching. Fighter will say no mas. And just as quickly as it slows down, it heats back up. That counter punch caught him clean. Pretty close fight here in this round.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Wow, let's take another look at that.
Shot from the gods, they say. A shot from the gods.
1, 2, 3, 4. Come to me.
So this fight will continue, but how can they get back into this bout?
Well, look at his corner, look at the instruction. They're telling him to calm down, make the most of the count, get up, breathe, and move. Get behind the referee, save yourself a bit of time. You just need to make your way back to the corner, somehow get to the end of the round.
It looks like he's going to survive the round here, but just barely. That last round. His legs are gone. Here we go in round 4. Who's going to land the first big shot? Let's see if they can shake off the cobwebs after a disastrous last round.
2 knockdowns in that last round. There'll be sheer panic in that corner. What do? Do they throw the towel in? Do they let him come back out again? Because they know their fighter. It's like a lamb to the slaughter.
Find a home for that jab. Those counter punches have to hurt. So much firepower here. How about that time counter shot? The bravery being shown here is just incredible. There's a counter shot. This has been a very competitive round between these two.
Skill for skill, tap for tap, just like a match made in heaven.
Perfect counter lands. Nice work to block that right uppercut. Neither one of them want this to go to the judges' scorecards. Nice counter shot. Nice counter shot. Just when you thought we'd see a lull in the action, here we go again. Despite what the judges' scorecards read, there are no losers in this one. Let's talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. That was almost a 10x fight. Time for the 5th round. Well, there's no doubt about who won that last round. Let's see what he has for us here in the next one.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
The work rate is down. The head isn't moving as well, Johnny. Fatigue is starting to set in.
Now you've got two fighters that are absolutely shattered. What gets you through? Willpower. Calm, because if you panic, you get desperate. If you get desperate, you make mistakes. If you make mistakes, you get knocked out.
So much for boxing. This is a fight. Do you believe what we're seeing? Halfway through the round, and I don't know who's got the advantage. Great stuff.
Perfectly matched. Skill for skill. Tap for tap. Now this fight will say, you know what, I'm just that notch above you, and so I've got to respect both of them more than happy.
Misses with the straight left. Missed him with that uppercut. Jab slightly off target. This round's still up for grabs with just 10 seconds to go. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. After what we saw in that last round, it's pretty obvious who has the advantage. Let's start the 6th. Last round, complete domination. Let's see what we have in store for us here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
What do you think of this fight so far, Johnny?
They know the second they touch you, it's done. They're that powerful.
Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. They exchange punches. Kovalev is hurt. They somehow weathered the storm. Usyk couldn't take anymore, and down he goes. We need to see that again. Some amazing boxing right there.
I've got to see that again.
The referee says we will fight on. Not sure about this one.
He's up, but for how long? Look at that. On the heels. Look at, there's nothing there. There's no defense. The eyes are glazed. He just took one more clear shot. A clean one. And he's out of there.
Both men step back for just a moment. This is a high-octane battle. Final 10 seconds here, unless something major happens. I think we all know who won that one. Alexander Usyk in that last one. There's the bell to start round 7. Let's see how he bounces back here after getting dropped in the last round.
What a heavy knockdown. How are they going to come back from that? They staggered back to the corner. They've got to freshen them up, alert them again, get them back on point again. This round, they've got to coast around. Don't get involved. Give yourself another 3 minutes to get your head clear.
And he scores with the counter. This fighter has been extremely aggressive so far, Johnny, but how do they keep it up over the distance of this fight?
How do you deal with an aggressive fighter? What you do is you fight fire with fire. You either give it them back because that's where they're comfortable, or you play calm, play cool.
Swing and a miss with that hook. A perfect counter shot. Hold that thought! Kovalev is dazed. Didn't wait long to get back and get engaged.
Now they've got to wake up. They've got to get on the back foot, clear the head a little bit, then jump back into it again. It's all about the hustle. Get back on it.
That counter shot lands. Neither one of these fighters want to see the judges' scorecards. Not a lot of punch output. Thought there might be more action here. A very competitive round with 10 seconds left. Talk about Alexander Usyk in that last round. Talk about a... There's the bell to start round 8. Coming off that great round, let's see if they can build on momentum here.
Todd, my motto is, if it's not broken, why change it? An excellent last round, everything works. Wait for the reaction. Until then, keep doing what you've just been doing because you've won that hands down.
Power is obviously the great equalizer in boxing, but when you know your opponent is relying on that so heavily, how do you deal with it?
Sometimes when you get in there with someone that's so powerful, you've got to think them. You've just got to be smarter than them. You've got to be like a little faggot and pickpocket them.
Big hook. Good thing it didn't land. Which one of these athletes is going to say, I can't take it anymore? Back and forth they go in this round. The momentum continues to shift.
They're so close, so close. How can you separate them? It's going to be a hard night tonight for the judges.
Cue up the replay machine. I have got to see that again.
Need to see that again.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Listen to me. Are you okay?
So they're back on their feet, but let's see how much they have left in the tank.
Somebody can smell blood here. They can smell blood. They've got to be smart. Get in there. That's boom. Back in the same spot again. It happened once. You got away with it. You can do it again.
So final 10 seconds of the round, and he is looking really sharp. As you know, in boxing, the judging can go all over the place, and that's kind of what we got here.